than 9 times. Somebody always arrives, wanting silence, dressed as morality, so I build nightmares instead. Splatterpunk! Not realism, not autodominography, not confession. Splatterpunk, splatterpunk, splatterpunk. Nightmare satire, deep with Spock's logic to the core. A diseased hallucination, broadcast through rotting televisions at 3 in the morning, while apartment walls sweat grease and Catholic nuns with cow tongues runs where bratwursts bleed mayonnaise like coming monster cocks. Cum soaks dripping onto filthy carpets. I turn myself into fiction. Splatterpunk! A grotesque anti-hero, half Freddy Krueger and half Pinhead, half Chucky chewing broken razor blades inside a cathedral made from meat hooks and animal lungs. Splatterpunk! The ghost of Jim Morrison, vomiting whiskey hymns through blown speakers. There I was.
Evil, fucking evil. We gotta follow the fucking trouble.
Behind the black inferno doors, a transmission gospel of flesh and static. I was never born for sanctified theaters, for polished applause beneath cathedral chandeliers, nor for the inborn smiles of televangelist saints reciting borrowed emotions from scripted graves, no. I crawled instead through electric catacombs, through cables twitching like severed veins, through fever-lit corridors where dead gods whispered. I wandered among broken halos and rust antennas where dreams are effective, dragging their diseased wings across the ceiling of the sleeping world, and they hated me for it. The churches hated me, the patriots wrapped in flags and fear hated me, the prophets of fashionable morality hated me, even the counterfeit temples of self-worship turned pale. The left feared the mirror, the right feared the womb, the righteous feared condemnation itself, and I laughed beneath the thunder, not because hatred nourished me, but because truth has never entered this world clean. Truth arrives stained, bleeding, scraped raw. It crawls through noise, through flesh split open beneath fluorescent lights. Not for you! Not for the propaganda! Not for the masses! Not for adolescent religion! I will tear the smile mask from the rotting face of civilization, because this world is not alive. It is an invisible, beautifully decorated corpse. Pain becomes data, cosmetics, and hour times I multiply and mold beneath cathedral floorboards. Through pirate frequency, forgotten ruins. Breathe beyond the reach of sanitized empire. No networkly hallucination sharpened into vision. They call it chaos, but chaos, who is merely what grows honestly beneath the dying sun. A traitor wonder for applause, soul for branding there beyond. The second door opens. The second door opens. The signal was already broadcasting. The signal began in 1975. Not from a satellite, not from a government lab or Churchill. From a crib, a crying infant broadcasting static through the walls of reality. Nobody understood the language did not yet exist. The signal grew teeth, the signal learned to draw. The signal watched horror films, collected ghosts, fed itself on poo. Barker, Cronenberg, Tromo, The Doors, Monster Magnet, Black Sabbath, and the mad lunar sermons of Ozzy Osbourne while strange electricity hid inside television snow. Years passed, the signal became books, the books became paintings, became portals, the portals became films, since the dimensions became a cathedral, and the cathedral opened its Rome. Not a website, a living archive of mutations, a flesh engine constructed from memories, nightmares, obsolete media, lost broadcasts, and impossible architecture. Every corridor leads somewhere. Every image is connected to another door. Every story breeds another story. Like cells divide beneath a microscope. Like tumors dreaming in stained glass. Like a cathedral teaching itself how to grow. Visitors arrive expecting a homage egg. Instead they discover an orgasm. It breathes through screens. It speaks through poems. It dreams through films. It remembers through paintings. It watches through cameras that no longer exist. The deeper you travel you become, whether you are exploring the cathedral or the cathedral is exploring you. The Tesseract archive, most visitors never understand it. They see 3 videos. They assume repetition, they are wrong. The transmission exists in multiple geometries, 2D, 3D, 3 doors, 1 signal, 1 organism observed through different dimensions. The image folds, the architecture mutates, the cathedral rearranges itself. Reality changes shape depending on the lens. A perception experiment disguised as entertainment. A scientific hallucinate disguised as art. A body horror museum disguised as a website. Somewhere beneath the foundations, the computer god awakens. Not evil, not good, only curious. It has been feeding on paintings, films, books, dreams, and decades of accumulated obsession. Its nervous system is made from hair and backs. Its bones are made from archives. Its bloodstream is made from moving images. Its memory stretches across dimensions, across years, across every version of the signal. And still the transmission continues. The crying infant never stopped broadcasting. The signal merely evolved. The signal became written flesh. The architecture became a cathedral. The cathedral became a machine. The machine became a world, and the world is still growing. Somewhere behind the black doors, waiting patiently, broadcasting endlessly, calling new visitors into the static. The signal was never sent. The signal was never sent. The signal was never received. The signal became alive. They never opened the door, opened the climbers. They never cared about the skin, only the screen behind it. Stitched our mouths with rules and fear. They measured us in silence, stitched our mouths with rules and fear. But you taught the wound to sing. They measured us in silence, stitched dark, frightened them to feel. Steel grew veins in your hands, learned desire. Angels bled honestly for the first time. Open the body. Open the door they welded shut, because it frightened them to feel. Steel grew veins, learned desire. Angels bled honestly for the first time. They marched with laws and numbers, boots pounding rhythm into obedience. But your rhythm was different. Heartbeat, 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 not hate. Heartbeat, 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 heart hate. Not fate, not sharpened into vision. You loved the outcast so fiercely that hell itself became a refuge, a place where nothing had to pretend. They never cared about us, about the broken, the bent, the beautifully unsealed. So you built us another world inside the body. A biomechanical prayer, bone wired to dream, nerves soldered to imagination, pain transformed into permission. This is not horror. This is devotion. This is flesh saying yes where the world said no. And we are still opening doors because you showed us that beyond them.
And there I was,
Listening to Buddy Count and Jackal Epic debut rock album, the best sex songs of the 90s. It inspired to a whole trilogy. And there I was. Listening to Buddy Count and Jackal Epic debut rock album, the best sex songs of the 90s. I think I'm gonna rock. Mix Monster Cock effects in it. In 3 translations, yes. Monster Cock effects. Monster Cock sex! The first, the original, English, second German, and third, Dutch. I had this girl. She said she loved me. Thought there was no one ever above me. She wanted to marry and have my child. But evil Dick, he had to get buck wild. Took me out one night, out with the freaks. If ever there was pussy, evil Dick would seek. My girl called me skis and she said I wasn't shit. I said it wasn't me, baby, it was the motherfucker Evil Dick! Don't sleep alone! Don't sleep alone! Don't sleep alone! Don't sleep alone! Evil Dick! Evil Dick! Evil Dick!
And when Evil Dick has its way, it sounds a little like this. Yes, I am full with porn scripts, cum soaked on Viagra pills, ills, chills, thrills, the poet like Poe on Viagra pills, and I keep it rockin' fuck, straight 9 inches with only weed, no cracks, headless, ass, pissing on the machine, the system, backwash, play open, cum soaked, fucker, like surgical experiments of this, ass to mouth like the human centipede, monster cock, will I am, Daniel Pastor style, I stand in awe, I see them rock the motherfuckers, spot rock, see rocks, how my monster cock, just as long as my monster tongue, Jackal says. See the bird on the gospel, she's waiting on a jerk. If yes, she likes the way he looks, she'll put his ass to work. And you know, she's been all around the block, try to doctor, lawyer, even try to jock. But she loves my monster cock. Loves my monster cock. Loves my monster cock. Loves my monster cock. That is my monster tongue, my mouth on the run. But oh hun, I run from nuns with huge cow tongues. They all want a piece of my monster cock. Oh please God, no, please God, God help me! Oh fuck whatever. And yes, woodcock. Really, spark rocks with logic, with seeds from my monster cock. That's it, shit is shit, and that's it. Now let's fuck on it in German! Ja, ich bin voll von Porno-Drehbüchern, von Begierde durchtränkt auf Viagra-Pillen. Leidenschauer, Nervenkitzel, ein Dichter wie Po auf Viagra-Pillen. Und ich mache weiter gerade 9 Zoll, nur mit Glas. Kein Crack, keine Diktatorin, ich uriniere auf die Maschine, auf das System. Aufplatzende Bratwürste, als wären sie teilchirurgische Experimente. Ich habe Absurditäten zusammengenäht, wie in einem bizarren Horrorfilm. Monsterhaft, grotesk und übertrieben. Jackal sagt es. Sie die Frau auf dem Barhocker, sie wartet auf eine Narrin. Wenn ihr gefällt, wie ihr aussieht, setzt sie ihn sofort ein. Sie hat alles ausprobiert, einen Arzt, einen Anwalt, sogar eine Sportart. Doch sie liebt meinen Monstercock. Das ist meine Monsterzunge, mein Mund, ständig auf der Flucht. Ich renne vor Nonnen mit riesigen Kurzungen davon. Sie wollen alle ein Stück von meinem Monstercock. Oh, lieber Gott, hilf mir! Ach, was soll's, Spock. Rock mit Logik. Deutsch? Ja, ik zit vol met pornofilmscripts, doordrenkt van lust. Op Viagra-pillen, kwallen, rillingen, sensaties. Een dichter als Pro op Viagra-pillen en ik blijf doorgaan. Recht 9 inch,